Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to solve a problem involving isometric. We'll be looking at an hexagonal prism. And the question goes like this. It says, a hexagonal prism of side of base 20 millimeter and length 50 millimeter is resting on one of its rectangular faces. Upon HP, keeping the base parallel to VP, the prism is cut by a vertical section plane 30-degree inclined to VP and passing through the midpoint of the axis. Draw the isometric view of the prism showing the sectioned surface. Now, the first thing we have to do is to interpret this question, right? We're talking about an hexagonal prism. That is, what is a hexagon? An hexagon is a polygon that has 6 sides. So when we say, since we are given each of the base side is 20 millimeter, so we're talking about a regular hexagon. That means all the sides are equal, and that is what 20 millimeter. So the first thing I'll first of all do is to construct my hexagon. And how will I do that? I'm going to take my instrument, right? And I'll take my instrument and I'm going to take my set square, my t square. I will draw an horizontal line this way. Better still, place it this way and draw a horizontal line this way, right? And also draw a vertical line this way. Now, this is where they meet. I will call that point O where they meet, right? Now we're told that each of the side is 20 millimeter. So it means that the diameter of that hexagon is what? 40. So I'm going to simply measure 20 millimeter on my meter rule this way. From 0 to what? To 20. Right? And I'll place it on that center O. And I'm going to draw a circle, faint line first. Right? Faint line. You can see that. Now with the same radius I used, I'll place it at this end here. I will cut up and I'll cut down. I'll place it at this point here also. I'll cut up and I'll cut down. Right? So where they meet, I'm going to join those points together. So this is what we have here. From here to 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 here. So this is what we have here, right? So this is the hexagon that we have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that if you look at each of the sides, we say it is 20 millimeter according to the question. So let's confirm and see if it is 20 millimeter. So from here, this is 0 to this point here. You can see that they are all 20 millimeter. They are all what? 20 millimeters. You can see here, right? Now I'm going to project those points. I'll just draw my horizontal plane here. Just draw a line this way at any given distance. I'll just draw it this way. You can see that. And I'll project this downward to this way. So we are given the height. Now this is the plan. So we are given the height to be 50 from the question. So I'm going to measure 50. From 0 to 50 is here. You can see that. And I'll take my t square and I'll draw another line this way. You can see that. Then I'll start bringing all these points downward. Faint line. all this point downward, faint line. All these points downward, faint line. Then this also faint line. You can see that? Now I will now join this together from here to here, from here to here, right? Then from this point to this point, from this point to this point, then from this point to this point, from this point to this point, right? Now this is how the elevation will look like. This is the plan here, right? Now depending on the question. Now the next thing we're going to do is, the reason why this is facing here, I will explain later. Now we are not told in the question that what, and a cutting plane cut it at an angle of what, 30-degree inclined toward the vertical plane. This is the vertical plane here. So it means that at the midpoint of it, and the midpoint of it is 25, since the height is what, is 50. So the midpoint here is what, 25 here. So what we have here. So this is where my 25 is. Then I'll now take my set square. When it is placed this way, it is 30-degree. And I will now section it this way. Section plane. So I have this. So that is at an angle of what? 30-degree. Right? Then I'll just looking it from this direction here. VT. So this is what we have. Is T. This is what? V. So the angle at which is inclined is at an angle of what? 30-degree to the vertical plane. Right? So we'll move forward. Now we've interpreted the question here. Now we're not told to draw this in what? In isometric. Now when you hear the word isometric, what you have to do is for you to draw your isometric axis, right? You take your let me say this is my horizontal plane here, and I place my set square on my t square this way, and I'll draw a vertical plane this way, and I place it this way at an angle of 30, and I draw this, and I place it this way, and I draw this. You can see that. Now we are given that the height of this figure here. Before you, one thing you need to understand, the question says that what? Its rectangular faces upon HP, right? That means this figure here is lying down horizontally. So that means if I want to draw now, I'm going to place it this way. I'll measure, this is my height of 50, so it will now be in this manner since it's lying down. You can see that, and the base here will be from here to here. Is that taken? So for me to get the base is from here to this point here. Then I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to mark. Can you see that? So I'll take everything to form my box. Everything to form the box. From your set square, place your t square this way, and you draw this. And you come here also, you do the same thing here too. You draw this all together, and we have from here to here. From here to here is equals to from here to here. So I'm going to close it up this way. I'll come here also, I'll do the same thing here too. I'll come here also, I'll do the same thing here too. And I'll do here too this way. You can see that. And I will complete it to form a box. I have my reason. I will form a box here too. You can see that. So this is what we have here. Now I want to draw this hexagon. First of all, before we section it, we want to draw this hexagonal prism in what? In isometric. Then we'll now section. So before you do that, you need to complete this box here with your faint line. Extend this to touch here. Extend this to touch here. You come here also, you do the same thing too. You extend this too, right? And you place it here this way. You take this upward this way. And you come here too. You take this upward this way. You can see that? So I can easily call here to be point A, point B, point C, point what? D, E, F, G, H, I, and what? J. Is that okay now? Now one thing you need to understand, since that from here to here is 40, and from here to here is also 40, so I'll just take here to be my center line. So how will I do that? Get the center of this figure from here to here. This is the center of the figure here. So I'll just get the center. This is the center here. That is 25. So this is what we have at this point. This end point here, I'll call it my point D. This point here, I'll call it my point I, depending on how you want it, right? So depending on what, how you want it. Now once I've done that, I will now take my compass. We know very well that from this point to this point is from here to here, right? Let me just do this way. Let us proceed. It's from here to here, right? From this point to this point. It's from here to here. Similarly, from here to is from here to here. You can see that. Now the next thing I'll do is from the same point here, I'll get to point B. This point B here. You can see that. I'll place it here. I'll get to point B at this point. And we know that point BC is equal to what? Point IA. So I'll come here also, and I'm going to do the same thing too. And I'll get to this point. Can you see that? So I can easily call this point point B, and what? Point what? A. This is our I. This is our J here. Right? And this is our C here. All these are not really necessary. I'm only using to explain them to you. Now the next thing is, I know that B and F are on the same point, A and G are on the same point. So instead of me doing the same thing here, I'll just transfer those points. Place my my T square, my Z square, my T square this way. And I'll take it up to mark here. I'll come here also and break it up to what? To mark here. You can see that. So this is my E, my F, my G, and what? My H. Is that okay now? So I can just join them together this way. Just join them together this way. This is what we have here. I have brought out this shape here. And I'll repeat the same thing at this point here. So you don't have to stress yourself. You just transfer those points. You transfer those points. So from G, I'll get this point here, front line. You can see that. This will give me still the same point D. Then from B, I'll transfer those points from here to this point. Right, this is my, let me call it my B prime. Then from here, I'll transfer those points from here to this point. Still my F. From here, I'll transfer this point from here to this point here. Till my what? My G here. Right? Now what will I do? From here, I transfer this point to this point here. That will be for my point I. So if I join those points together, I'll be having something like this. This to this, and this to this, then this to this faint line, first of all. Then this other point too, point A, is here to faint line. So this is connect this to this. Right? So if we are told that I should construct without sectioning, right? If we are told we should construct without sectioning, this is what we are going to be having here, right? Or we're having this. If you can see the field, let me just draw that for the benefit of it, but that is not the reason for the video. So if I should just from here take in here, and from here take in here, and from here I'll take in here, and from here take in here, and from here take in here, and from here take in here. Then I come here, from here I take in 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 here, then from here I take in here, from here I take in here, then from here I take in here. Right? This is an hexagonal prism that is not sectioned. Now let's section this and see what will happen. So I'm going to reproduce this figure somewhere around here so we get a better understanding of it this way. So this is, I've reproduced this because this is not what you're asked to do. Let me understand, without sectioning, without this plane, this is our answer. But since you've introduced the section plane now, we mean we need to start what? Sectioning. Start taking now. So what I'll do is, we know this is the line of what? Of D. So if I take my compass from this point, right, to what? To this point here. So let me call here to be point 1, point 2, point 3, and what? Point 4. We'll start to section the plane. So I'm going to come from this point to 1. I'll go on that one is on the line of what? D. So I'll come on the line of D. I'm going to mark here to get what? My point 1. Then I'll come from to get point 2 on this line. So I must focus on B and F. So this is the line of B here. I'll come here and mark my line of what? B at this point. Right? So I'll call it point 2. And I'll come to F also, my line of what? Of F2. That's to give me another point 2 because they're on the same line. Then let me just join them to avoid problems. So if I come here, I join 1 to 2 this way, and I join 1 to 2 this way. Sorry. You can see that. Then the next thing is I'm going to go to B to 3, and 3 is on the line of what? A and G. So if you look at this, this is line G here. This is line G, right? I'll place it here. I'll mark on line G this way. Start again. So that line G give us point 3. So I'm going to join 2 and 3 together this way, and 2 to 3. You can see that. Then the next one on the point of I to get point 4. This is 4 here. So I'm going to the point of I. So I'll come to I, I'll place it this way. This is I here to get point 4. So this is point 4 here. Start taking. And I'm going to what? Connect it this way. 2.4, 3 to 4. Right? So have it in your mind that what? From G to 3, from G to 3, so on the point of A2, this is A, I'll mark the same thing too to get another point 3 here, right? So there's another point 3 at that point 3 here. So I'll join 3 and 4 again to this point here this way. You can see that? Then 3 back to 2. You can see that? So I'll just connect from here to here. I'll connect from here to here. I'll connect from here to here. I'll connect from here to here. Right? And I'll connect from here to here. Now connect from here to here. Now connect these two together. You can see that? So section this plane here. Everything inside there you cannot really see. So they are all hidden. So I will now section the plane. So I can use my 45-degree set square to what section it. So this is what you are asked to do. Right? So I'll just section it. So this is what we have when you section the plane. Right? So this is the section plane here. So without cutting, this is what you have. Now when you now intersect this by a cutting plane, viewing it from this side, this is what you have. And the question is making us understand that what? Each rectangular face is upon the HP. This is the HP here. Is that okay now? This is the HP. That means telling us that its rectangular face, this rectangular face here, AB. When you say rectangular face is one of the face here. So this is rectangular face AB. That is why AB is resting on the plane. So if I want to show you now, if I should just draw this, you discover that AB is resting on what? On the plane this way. Let me just give you an instance. This is what they mean here. If I draw my hidden line here, right? You discover that what? AB is the one resting on the plane. So that's why AB is on the HP, right? AB is on the HP according to what? The question. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.